Warning, I'm really hungry.
Huh.
Can we get a food drop real quick before we start this podcast? What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Containment Season 1, Episode 5. Well, Season only, Episode 5. Like a sheep among wolves. I'm your host, Dom. With me is Nikki.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
It's going. So, what'd you think of this episode?
I don't know. I really don't know what to think of this episode. It's just, they covered a lot of different perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And they all kind of led into each other at one point, but then at the end it just went.
Yeah, I mean, we're up to day 7 now. The food is scarce. People are really, really hungry. We catch a guy robbing a clothing store for stuff to trade so he can get food because, it's really bad. And Jake and another cop are on duty there, and they go to stop him, and the other cop trips and cuts himself, and I'm just like, oh my god, things are really bad in there. So they end up shipping that guy off to the hospital. He's like, no, I just want to see my family. Like, he wants to fight. He wants to fight them, but he doesn't. He's still one of the good people. He's reluctant, but you see even the good people are ready to crack at this point. They're ready to take a swing at the cops. Really bad. That's what hunger will do to you.
Well, I mean, we didn't see him dead in this episode, so
No.
It seems like that guy's okay.
For now.
For now.
But meanwhile, Lex and Officer Bisset, or Chief Bisset, are trying to organize a food drop. And, they're going through, what's her name? Sabine, your favorite character.
I can't stand her.
Yeah. And she doesn't seem too worried about it.
She's done it. Sierra Leone, Ebola. She's done it before. It's nothing. It's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Some people died. Whoop-de-doo. No, Sabine. No.
Yeah.
This is different.
This is very different. That was Africa. This is America. Americans are much more greedy people.
They are. Well, I mean, you do have like guerrilla warfare and stuff like that in Africa.
Just because there's gorillas in Africa.
I didn't mean that kind of gorilla.
Oh, okay.
Guer gorilla, not Gori gorilla.
Like Grodd?
Not like Grodd.
Oh, okay.
Grodd. Okay.
Grodd's the one that started this.
It's all his fault.
He infected everyone. Yeah, no, but she orders 50,000 unit supply drop, the food drop I should say, into
MREs, is that what they're called?
MREs, yes.
Yeah, military ready to eats or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. Meal ready to eat. Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
Jake goes and says it's not the tastiest thing, but it'll do the job. Meanwhile, he's the one in charge of running this whole goddamn operation. And
it feels so bad for him. This is not his cup of tea. This is not what he signed
does he even
on
drink
for.
tea?
But we don't know. We haven't
maybe
seen him do
maybe
much
if
of
it's
anything.
in the MRE, maybe he'll start drinking tea.
Maybe.
Yeah. No, but he's got to organize this thing. He's got this whole line set up. He sees this little girl, who's, homeless. Her parents, never came home. She's by herself. She's run out of food. She's out in the streets picking through trash. And he's like, no, we'll get you some food. We'll get you to the hospital. This whole thing. And he has another female officer escort the girl back to the hospital. And then later on in the episode, she doesn't make it. She's in a body bag, the teddy bear, everything, and Jake's, he's got to cremate her. He has an emotional breakdown.
So sad.
Yeah.
He cried and he screamed and he was angry and he was sad and he was I could never do what he's doing. He's the strongest character on this show. He may not be the most intelligent, but he's definitely
No, we've already said Jana's the most intelligent person on the show.
yeah.
Except for maybe
But
this episode.
I think she was trying to risk it to show that she was.
She was, but going by herself is really dumb because A, you have 4 people that you're trying to feed.
This is true.
You're only getting 1 box of food, so you're still hurting your ration supplies.
1 box could feed a family of 4 for a week.
That is correct, but 2 boxes can feed a family of 4 for 2 weeks.
This is true, but I mean, I understand why she said I want to go alone, because if she brought anyone else with her, that's another chance to get caught down in that area, like the parking garage where she was sneaking from. It was like I felt like I was playing Division because she was sneaking from cover to cover, trying to. But
I mean, she made it out fine.
She did, but she had help she got caught near the end. But I mean,
yeah.
If there were another person with her, like say her friend, her friend her girlfriend that was with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think she's the stealthiest of people.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't for Sam, who we met, what was it, last week or the week before?
Last week.
Was it last week?
Roof.
Yeah, Sam from the roof. If it wasn't for him, she would have been dead, probably. They would have beat her. They definitely would have taken her food.
They would have taken her. I don't think they would have killed her, but I think they would have done very unmentionable things.
I think they might have killed her.
I don't know.
So.
But
we run into a whole predicament with her, and she's got to keep herself quarantined off now, per her rules. But then she wants to let Sam in, right? And letting other people in is a big no-no. You can't break the rules. But they already did it once for one of their friends. So,
yeah.
It's like, oh, well, maybe since it's her rules, she could be the one to break it. Sam, I think now's the time to shut your mouth. Just saying.
I don't know. I mean, he seems like an alright guy, and she did have a point. He does know the building like the back of his hand. Right. He is the maintenance man. So if something goes wrong, he can fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know, what's stopping the people from coming up the elevator, like hitting the button and coming up the elevator after them?
I think to get onto that floor, you need like a code.
Maybe access card, fingerprint, something like that.
Yeah.
Could be. So it's like, just take the stairs. Like, isn't there an option to take the stairs somewhere that would have been safer for her?
And she could have like gone to a different floor and taken the elevator up.
Yeah.
And I was like, when I saw that scene happen, I was like, isn't there another way you can go? That's not the only way into the building. Come on.
I would have tried to go to like the building next door and jumped across, like something like not going through that basement.
Oh God.
Or go at night when everybody's sleeping. Like, wait it out. Like going prime time is not the best time. Like, those people aren't down like that the whole time. We just saw last week it was one guy running through the alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just wait it out. Yeah, there's tents and stuff there, but just wait it out. Like, they're gonna go in their tents at some point. Then you get to the elevator. If they wake up, the button's already pushed. It's coming. By the time they wake up groggy out of their tents, hear the bell of the elevator go off, get up and start running out, you're closing the doors. So, should have just waited out, Jana. Like I said, you're usually the smartest person on this show. This episode, you were not.
She had something to prove this episode. Because the 2 guys were like, we did it already, it's your turn.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to risk her friend's life because exactly what I said before, them idiots down in the parking garage, one person's easier to, sneak by than 2. I think out of all of them, I think Jana was actually the best one to do it too.
Probably.
I don't think the 2 guys were up for it. Like, I don't think they're stealthy enough for it. And obviously her friend, the other friend is just, she doesn't seem like she could handle something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she was the best one, but she wasn't smart about going about it. You know,
No.
she did have a conversation with Jake, and Jake kind of talked about Katie and the kid, and Jana was a little caught off guard, like, whoa, 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 what? What's going on over here?
That
It's like Jake was
was
kind of
an
bragging about it almost.
that was an interesting conversation because I think he feels more than Katie does at this point.
I think so too.
And it's going to catch him off guard that, she doesn't feel exactly the same way. And I think he's going to get angry because we know he already is an angry person.
No, he doesn't have a temper at
No, no, no.
all.
No, no,
You're
no. No.
totally confusing him with Bert,
Bert?
the rat guy.
It's horrible. I wish I had him as like a neighbor or, I can't say I wish I had him as a grandpa because I love my grandpas to death.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's
Yeah.
such an adorable old man and he's so nice and cute, but I think I noticed something about him.
What's that?
Um, I think he's kind of forgetful. I think he's got a little bit of an onset for Alzheimer's.
You think?
I think. Because, even Katie mentioned it, that he's been there before.
Right.
But he can't remember the way to the lab, but he's done it a few times already.
Well, he said when he met her, it was his first day there.
Yeah, his first day.
Right.
But since then, he's made a trip with the rats to the lab multiple times. He's like, oh, the doctor needs rats. He's made that whole walk before, but he forgets.
See, I thought he was only there the first 24-hour thing, and then he left to go see his wife, and then he came back. I thought he only brought rats once.
No, he's made multiple trips, at least 3 or 4. I mean, they're not showing you every trip, but he's said it a couple times. So, I mean...
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of possible, but that was kind of like the big thing for Katie this episode. She starts investigating, right? Now, she finds out that Dr. Sanders, who was the first one to die to the infection, and then her boyfriend shortly after that, may have been infected before patient 0. That was kind of the big thing they were talking about this episode.
Yeah.
And there's like logbooks missing out of the thing, and they're saying she was already sick before that guy came in.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, she wasn't showing symptoms.
She wasn't, and I mean, I just think that patient 0 just had a bigger immunity to it. Like, it was something that, whatever they crossed this bird flu with is actually a common cold or a flu bug over in where he's from. So, yeah. I mean, he probably had some antibodies, which allowed him to live a little bit longer.
Could be, or, maybe there was another infection that we don't know about. So,
I mean, there was the vial. Who's to say that, that was the serious strain, and maybe somebody else introduced a strain for America.
Yeah. I mean, it's very possible. And that kind of doubt that they're putting in our heads is what's getting things interesting now.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we have people on the inside. We had Paul Pearson, one of the officers that was on duty with Jake, didn't show up for the food drop. And when Jake confronts him, he's drizzling out his nose. He's got the sweats. He's coughing. He knows what's coming. He's like, don't bullshit me. I'm not going to the hospital with that. He does himself in right in front of Jake. Like, Jake has to witness that. Right? And then after witnessing that, he has to go not only cremate him, but cremate that little girl. And then he has that conversation with Katie. And Katie's like, oh, excuse me, did you have a bad day? Like, she's more important.
Oh, my God.
I wanted to. Same thing. I don't condone that, but I wanted to. That is just so fucking rude and
Yes,
disrespectful from her.
it was.
It's like, you
She
are not more important than Jake.
it wasn't even that she thought she was more important. It was what she found out that day that she thought was more important.
Mm.
And like she's the one that's kept her like she can't leave the fucking hospital if she so goddamn well wants to. She's not locked up in there.
Right.
She's purposely staying in there because she's scared.
Well, she has nowhere else to go. She knows what it's like on the outside.
That's true.
I don't blame her. Like,
I don't blame her either, but if she even peeked outside the window, she would see what kind of shit Jake, even an inkling of shit that Jake has to walk through every day. And she knows that he's cremating bodies. That's got to take an emotional toll on somebody. Even if you don't know the person, it's still a person that died from something that you have no control over.
Yep.
So, like, even that bit of information, knowing that he has to do that, she should not be a bitch, maybe?
Probably.
I wanted to punch her out right then and there.
I wanted to give her a stern talking to.
No.
I wouldn't hit her. I wanted to. I would never.
I know, and I'm not saying that you should, and I'm not saying that Jake should, but he should have said something more.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, should have gave her a stern talking to.
No stern. He should have turned that bitch around and bitched her out.
Oof. I don't know.
Yes,
that would have just been a yelling contest at that point. Nothing would have been accomplished. So
I don't think she's much of a yeller.
When push comes to shove, I think she could be.
Jake is scary when he's angry.
Yes, I bet she's scarier.
I don't think so.
I think Katie is scarier. Wait, you'll see. She's gonna flip out one of these episodes.
I don't know. I think because of her meds and everything, she's toned down.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she'd actually be really scared of Jake if he let loose and started telling her everything. Because, he's hiding things from her. He's not telling her every detail because he wants to spare her.
Right.
But eventually she's going to find out. And then she's going to feel like shit. And I hope she does.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That is for sure. The other kind of thing we saw this episode was Xander. Right, Xander is involved in this gang now. Right, the gang is taking over the food store. They didn't go to protect the neighborhood. They took the store for themselves. They took Xander in under their wing.
It's not that he's under their wing willfully.
That's true.
They kind of just said, you're doing this because we need an extra hand. We need bodies to do this.
Well, they look at it this way, is they're not going to be complete dicks, right? They're still giving food to his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Right? She's pregnant. They're still giving her food, but they're making Xander work for it, is basically, what that comes down to.
I mean, they're kind of being Teresa's mom.
Mm-hmm.
Except not.
The other extreme.
Yes.
Two opposite ends of that extreme.
They're still doing it for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting, though. I mean, that whole gang aspect, it just... I feel like they'd be outstanding, awesome people if this whole situation didn't go down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then you see them, they go and rob the food supply drop. And they take a third of it, or 30% of it, I should say.
30... No, they only handed out 30%. The rest was stolen.
Oh, I thought those people got 30%. They handed out 70%.
Oh, no. They only got to hand out 30%. And the rest was stolen.
Ouch. And then the gang says they're going to sell it back to the neighborhood, which...
I mean, if people are running out of money, then, like, what's the... I don't know. It's like nobody's really thinking.
They're not thinking. This is day 7, right? We're only 7 days into this, and it's already come to this.
Yeah.
At some point, you're going to know that this is going to be over. Right? What do you plan on doing when this is over? Just be like, oh, I was wrong. Sorry. See you later. And just walk away?
Exactly.
Like,
No, that's so stupid. Like, it's not like they're hiding their. I mean, some of them had bandanas on and stuff, but some of them just walk around with their face. It's like when this is done, and if you survive, you're getting arrested and you're going to jail.
well, not only that, Jake is the kind of person that's not going to let this go. Jake's going to go
Oh
hunt
no,
them
no, no.
down and take them out. He's not going to let them continue at large.
Yeah.
There's no way he's letting them continue on like this. He doesn't want to get robbed again.
No.
So, I don't know. Outside of that, Lex is kind of still being a pawn.
Yeah, but he's getting a lot of shit thrown at him from
He
the chief,
is
from Sabine even.
from the
Sabine was like,
chief,
maybe I shouldn't have
Sabine, and then
maybe I shouldn't have chose you to be the public face and stuff like that. And the chief is like, you better pull your head out of your ass because my job's on the line because of you, kind of thing.
right. But it's not only that though. It's fellow officers too. When Mace, we didn't see it happen, but they said Mace walked out onto the pallet when it jammed when they were trying to drop it in for the food drop, and when he got it unstuck, it slipped. He fell inside. He cut his arm. At first, I was thinking he was the same officer as the one at the very beginning of the episode, but I was like, no, because that guy was already on the inside. This is a different guy.
That was Paul.
Yeah.
The guy at the very beginning was Paul.
Right. This guy was Mace. I don't know if that's his first name or his last name, but it was only said Mace. And Lex is like, no, you're not getting back out. You cut yourself, right? First and foremost. And no, it's a quarantine. We're not letting people out. So, the fellow officers start turning this into almost like a race war.
It really did seem like it was a race thing, and because there was some officers were like, yeah, we need to follow the rules, there's regulations, and
They
then
happen to
another
be
officer was
colored
like,
officers,
no,
and then
they happened to be, and then the other officer who was not colored turned it around and started being like, oh, of course you guys would band together, kind of thing. It's like, excuse me,
yeah,
what?
It's a really unfortunate situation, and at the very end of the episode, and this to me is the most interesting thing that's happened thus far on this show, is Mace ends up having a satellite radio phone, with him, and he's like, all right, I'm in. What are my instructions? And then it cuts over to Chief Basir, and it's like, okay, so this whole thing was staged to get him inside, and Chief Basir obviously has some kind of plan, something he wants done. What do you think it possibly is?
To take over the operation from the inside.
So you think he's going to take it over from Jake?
Take it over from Jake, from Lex, because Lex is kind of the one telling Jake what to do right now because of Sabine.
Right.
And I think the chief is thinking that what's happening isn't like he saw the tape at the very beginning with Leo and his stupid web video thing that he got from Xander.
They're like, oh, there's a leak.
Yes, and
plug it up.
He's blaming Lex, he's blaming Jake for not having a handle on what's going on. So I think that's what Mace has been sent in there to do, is to try and get a better handle on things and maybe take over. But I think without Jake doing what he's doing, things are going to go
really quickly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope the gang plays some part into foiling them, but we'll see.
I hope so too.
I want to see what Chief Basir is actually up to. So this will make an interesting next episode. Next episode is called He Stilled the Rising Tumult. The National Guard arrives. With the sweltering heat hitting the triple digits and life outside the Cordon returning to normal, Lex moves full steam ahead in an attempt to uncover the truth behind a potential government cover-up. Meanwhile, when Katie learns that Thomas's entire family has succumbed to the virus and Thomas is now missing, she and Jake set out to find him. After discovering that one of their captors may have contracted the virus, Xander and Teresa plan their escape from the grocery mart. Yeah, because it did look like one of the
he was sneezing.
guy was sick. Yeah, and he's like, "What are you looking at?"
Mm-hmm.
God bless you.
America! Thanks, Gildart.
Gildart.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. So next week should be good.
Things are definitely catching fire.
Literally, because the heat is hitting triple digits. There's going to be fires.
Warming up. Oh, goodness. I've been near Atlanta in the dead of the summer, in the middle of the summer, and it's just,
it's
oh
hot.
my God. It's so hot.
I think this is what it's going to take to get Sam inside the room for them. He's going to have to turn the air conditioning on, and he's going to be the only one that could do it, and he's not going to do it if he's not going to get in, so.
Yep. That's true. I forgot about Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, goodness. There's just a lot going on in this show.
There is.
There's a lot of characters, too, which is, I mean, it's to be expected in a show and this kind of story, so.
Mm-hmm. Anything else before we wrap this up? No? Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter, LadyVenom24, LadyYVENOM24.
Oh. You can find me down below at Phenomenodom. Phenomenodom. Phenomedom. You can find us all on Facebook, Gmail, G+, Twitter, Space, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows, movies, and games. Till next week, 4 to 6 feet.
I have a question for you.
Do you?
Yeah. Would you rather
Oh, no.
be sticky or itchy for the rest of your life?
What? No.